Hi, my name is Sherry, and welcome to my podcast, Silver Tea. And today, my podcast is about relationships. And I want to talk about my relationship with my son and how it was affected when I was first diagnosed with breast cancer. So I would like for everyone to meet Stephen.
Hello, guys.
And so me and Steven, we're going to talk about our new norm of how our relationship is right now, today, and how different it is since I was diagnosed with breast cancer. So Steven, I have questions for Steven. I first want to start off with, I find that me and Steven have the same interest with things that I'm a sci-fi buff. I just want to say this. I'm a sci-fi buff, and Steven and I have some of the same sci-fi, the love for sci-fis. Like,
We have a lot of the same interests in sci-fi. So basically, like Star Wars, Star Trek, Doctor Who,
yes,
a lot of the
Doctor Who.
Marvel stuff.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk about that afterwards. Like, how we bonded as we were going through this process, that we kind of made it. We just started doing movies together and enjoying each other's company. So I want to talk about one of the things that I noticed. I felt like, as me and Steven age, I get older and Steven gets older. It seems like our roles kind of change a little bit. I feel like I become the child and he becomes the parent. So, but in this situation, Steven actually had to step up his game, and when I say that is when I first told him about the diagnosis, I also made him the person that was responsible for the one that the doctors would report to after my surgery. It was Steven. So I wanted him to be in that role because he's growing up. He's a grown man, and I know it was a hard decision because I had other people to ask for help in that situation. But I actually chose Steven because I felt we are close and we do a lot of stuff together. So I felt that our bond was strong enough for me to ask him to be the main contact primary that the doctors were going to be dealing with while I was going through my surgery. So Steven, let me ask you, do you feel like, has our roles changed and the responsibility between you and me? I mean, how do they feel? Do you feel like I gave you a hard task on being the primary and the doctors reporting to you and giving you all the information after and during my surgery?
No, I didn't really feel like it was hard. It was hard, but I did feel like it was a lot more like, okay, I gotta actually pay attention because I usually kind of just look at things and I'll remember it, but then I really won't do anything with it. But now I'm like, okay, I actually gotta take care of my mom, and yeah, I actually gotta take care of my mom, and it was very much a growing pain I had to deal with, I should say.
Yeah,
very much a growing pain.
So, I mean, did it affect you on your job? Like, when you had to go and talk to your job about it, I remember you telling me how emotional it was to even have to tell them about it. Because Steven is like myself, he's a very quiet person. He doesn't really talk that much, so he besides me, he needed someone else to talk to. And so he went to work and he talked to people at work. And how it was, I know you had some good support there. How was your support at work when you had to ask them?
Well, yeah, my support at work was great. The manager at the time gave me basically all the time off I needed to take care of you during the surgery. I had like 2 weeks off, plus an extra week she gave me. And then I went back to work.
No, he gave you every Friday off.
Yeah. And then I had every Friday off, maybe about 6 or 7 months after your surgery for your chemo
Okay.
treatments.
Okay.
So I
Yeah,
so
that was
yeah,
great.
this is
Yeah.
yeah, yep.
Yeah. So I I want to touch on that because Steven, when I say he stepped up his game, he stepped up his game. When he said he had to pay attention, and I want to say he's used to me being in charge of everything. So when he had to pay attention, it was like, oh schmack, I'm being treated like an adult right now. Somebody help me. But no, he didn't even say that. He was ready. He was ready. He was ready to pick me up from the hospital. He was ready to drive me. He wouldn't let anybody come to the hospital to drive me home. And he didn't even want anybody in the car because he said, I got this. I'm getting ready to go pick up my mom. I don't need anybody to come with me. I'm a grown man. I got it. No, grandma. No. Auntie. No, I don't know. I got this. So he actually was, and I was a little nervous because he was a still new driver too. So
Yeah, I was a new
he was
driver
a
at the
new driver
time.
and he was driving my new car. Okay.
Yep.
But he did a good job. He came and he picked me up. So Steven, let me ask you a question. Do you feel that now that we're past all the chemo, past all the radiation, do you feel that our bond has strengthened, or do you feel that it weakened our bond after this whole this whole thing, this whole journey?
I think it strengthened our bond because I very much had to take care of you, and which was not new to me because I'm an only child, so all I did was just
Yeah,
learn from you, and then how to take care
yeah, yeah.
how to take care of you because so that's what I basically did, and I think it strengthened our bond because I was just with you 24/7. So
Yeah, I agree with Steven. I really feel that our bond has strengthened over it. And I won't say at any time that it weakened it. I was actually kind of concerned that I was going to put too much pressure on him to take this role. But what he did was he came out so strong and he actually surprised me. He had to do things that a son really, it was hard for a son. He had to take care of my wounds. He had to see about me when I had when I first had my breast wrapped because I had breast reconstruction done. He had to see about all that, and he was there. He was ready to look. What do you need next? That's what he was. He was. So our bond did strengthen and is stronger to this very day, and that's why I was asking him about movies because me and Steven really started really spending time on realizing we like a lot of the same sci-fi movies. Doctor Who was like totally one of the ones I wasn't expecting him to like, but he watched the old Doctor Who's, and any Doctor Who fans, they know what I'm talking about. We there, we got that. So we would like schedule time to watch those Doctor Who movies. He actually made sure I had my medicine. He picked up my medicine. He told me, he was so supportive. He said, "Hey mom, you need me to, I'm ready to go. If the doctor needs you to pick up something day or night, I'm ready to go get it. Whatever whatever you need me to do." He was ready to do it. So I feel that our relationship with support, our bond relationship has gotten stronger. And we just bonded over the tiny things. The small things that are the ones that really makes the difference. It's the small things. So, and we know communication with our children is just something that's difficult because they love be having their face in the phone. So I want to ask Steven, like, how do you feel about communication? Do you think our communications changed since the diagnosis? Do we communicate better? It's almost feel like we read each other's minds now. Like you almost know when I'm in distress. How do you feel about our communications? It's almost like we can like telepathically talk to each other.
oh, I definitely know when you're in distress. I wouldn't say it's mostly mind reading. For me, it's more of a feeling. Like I can feel when you're in distress.
Yeah.
Uh, for, for me anyway.
Yeah. Like, what are some of the things that you know about me when you can tell? Is it my behavior, or do I just? Cause I'm not a person that likes to ask for help too much. I like to. I'm one of those stubborn people that you got a broken leg and you're trying to get to somewhere important, and somebody gonna say, "Can I help you carry that?" And I know, knowing I need help, I say no. So I'm one of those people. So I don't I don't like to ask for help too much. So Steven, I do ask you for help sometimes, but a lot of times Steven would just say, "Mom, I was right here. Why didn't you just ask me?" But now he kind of knows, like, I'm trying to do something. So I think, I mean, what do you think? You think that you got better at reading me and my emotions?
Yeah, I think so. I like to think I got better at reading your emotions. Yeah.
Yeah, Steven is. I want to talk about the emotional support. Steven, do you feel that you got enough emotional support during this process?
Yeah, I think I got on. I think I had enough of emotional support. I had, the whole family here constantly, so it was pretty
We had
easy.
to throw them out. Okay.
Yeah, they was constantly over here. I was like, dang, you over here again today? I just saw you yesterday, an
They was
hour
coming to
ago.
check on them.
Like, jeez.
Yeah. So we did. So we did get some really good emotional support, and I think me and Steven, we bonded. We got closer, and we're still growing. We still growing. We try to do things together, like go for a walk, because he was willing to go for a walk with me. Just try to help with. If you watch one of my walking podcasts, I talked about how I lost a lot of my mobility. I was walking with a walking stick, or it was just hard for me to get around and move. So Steven, I wanted to go walking, so I was asking him could he go with me, because he was my support, and then he was my encouragement. So he was ready to go when I asked him. He was just like, let's do this. He was ready to do it. So Steven, um, because when I talked about that, I talked about because I want to say, do you feel like today, uh, that I do ask you to do a lot of daily tasks around the house, and do you feel like that has a part of our relationship that has strengthened our relationship? Because you do a lot. I mean, you do a lot. I was to the point where Steven was cooking my food,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah. I did do. I still do a lot. I did do a
yeah. How
lot
does
back
it?
then. Yeah,
Is it stressful to on our relationship?
it can be stressful, but you just really got to take your time with it. In all honesty,
Yeah,
like anything.
yeah. And he's right. Absolutely, you gotta take your time. And I try not to call him too much. This is why I don't ask him for a lot of help, because I feel that Steven does enough. I feel that I call him enough times to help me when I have this medication that I'm on. I need a lot of help with. Sometimes I get these Charlie horses, and I get a Charlie horse in my leg, and I can't stand up, and it's so painful. I gotta call Steven in to help me go get some ice to put a. I found. I don't know if anybody noticed. Well, for me, I put ice on a Charlie horse, especially when it's in your mid thigh and it feels like your whole entire thigh trying to roll over. So I be, Steven, I need ice. So he'll come, he'll bring the ice. Steven, it's just, I just think he's stronger than I realize. That's what I think about you. That's what I think. I think you're stronger, and he does help me a lot when it come down to the medicine part, because that medicine sometimes I'm just totally exhausted, sometimes halfway through the day, and I have to ask him to help. I'll be in the middle of doing something, and I will abandon and go lie down in my bed. Just go lay down, and I asked him to finish up whatever I was doing. He jumps right in, because I don't know. I just lost all my energy and my strength, and I would just go and rest so I can But he'll come in and say, "Mom, what's going on in the kitchen?" I said, "Oh my goodness, Steven." I said, "I couldn't go no more. I have been, and I'm a busybody. So, what do you think about me being a busybody?"
Yeah. She's always been like that ever since I was little. She can't stop. I'm like, Willie, mom, can you just
No,
sit down for 5 minutes?
I do the
Can you
work with
sit down for five
like
minutes,
10 people.
please?
I be running 4 or 5 things at one time, and I feel bad when I gotta say, Steven, can you do this and this, and it's like, oh my God, what were you doing? I'm just a busy person. I'm not really a social person, but I don't like idle hands, so I give myself 1,000 projects. And Steven, if I'm doing them, I try to slow down because I know it's not fair to Steven to ask him to help me with these 1,000 projects I just put on myself. And so I did slow down a little bit so he could only have maybe 100 instead of 1,000. But I just want to say, anybody that's out there and they have a son or only son, and the relationship with their son, I think as a mother having this diagnosis, that lean on your son. You'll be surprised how strong they are through the prayer and blessings. Me and Steven has made it this far, and we still got a long way to go. And so I really want to say, please, just lean on family, because there's nothing. Steven is a co-survivor of breast cancer, and he still has a lot going on because taking this medicine for 10 years is it still leaves me with a lot of what I'm trying to say is I still need a lot of help with things, even though I'm over to, thank God, I'm cancer free, but I still need a lot of help with things. So he's the nurse, he's the driver, he takes me to my appointments, he sees about me at nighttime when I'm coughing or not feeling well, and he takes care of all the doctor stuff. I mean, I don't think I got him with the doctor stuff too much. He just tells me to call the doctor, but
Yeah,
he don't call the doctor.
I just make sure she calls. I'm not about to call.
Yeah, but I think you would if you had to.
Yeah, if I had to, if I didn't have a choice, yeah.
Yeah, I think.
But being that I have a choice, I know you're well and able to call. I just got to remind you to do it.
Yeah, because I be getting in this. I was like, oh yeah, I got caught with the other stuff. I forgot to call. So, in the end, Steven, I just want to thank you for your help. I want to thank you for being my son. God has blessed me with a wonderful son like you. And for those who don't know, Steven is a college student. He goes to school for a chef. What do you go to school for?
Baking and pastry arts.
Baking and pastry arts. He made some delicious cookies just yesterday. Was it yesterday? No, it was the day before yesterday.
2 days ago. My bad. 2 days ago.
And he makes his wonderful bread, but he hasn't made this bread.
Yeah, I decided to make cookies
in a long
instead.
time.
I decided to make cookies instead.
I want some of that bread, even though I probably don't need any of that bread.
No,
but
you don't.
I like to have homemade bread. It's a lot healthier than store bought with all the preservatives in it. So, Steven, thank you again for being a wonderful son. I look forward to just whatever God has for our path moving forward. So until next time, if you like what you hear, please hit that subscribe button, that bell notification button, and that like button. And if there's something you want to talk about, if you want to get more into my relationship with Steven, just put it down in the comment below. And Steven, is there anything you'd like to say before we close out this interview podcast?
I love you, Mom. I love you, and this was fun. I'd like to do it again, but we can talk more. Not about the emotional stuff, but just about some sci-fi, maybe some anime that I'm trying to get you to watch.
Oh, I do
more.
like anime.
Yeah, I'm trying to get her into more anime, but she won't do it.
I do watch a lot of anime. I watched. Let's talk about that for a second. I watched Aang on the Avatar. Love the Avatar.
Yeah, the Avatar.
Check out
Korra.
Steven. He has his waterbender shirt on. Check out his waterbender.
Water tribe Katara.
Yes.
Water tribe Katara. Yeah.
Yeah, and we always see. Let me tell you, this is Steven's age. I didn't watch the Avatar. Wasn't around when I was little, so. It's around now, but it wasn't around when I was young. So we watched that, and we be getting our popcorn out, okay?
Yeah.
When the movie comes, we be saying, "Oh, we're gonna go ahead and make sure we schedule that day off from work or whatever we're doing, and we're gonna go to the movies."
Yeah.
So yeah, we do. We our next interview together. It may be me being interviewed by Steven and see if I'm paying attention.
Yeah, sure, okay.
See if I'm paying attention to what I'm watching, because I love the big furry flying thing. What's that big furry flying thing?
You mean Appa?
Ah, yes, I love Appa.
Yeah,
so,
she can never say the names right. That's just like her
Yeah.
voice. I don't know why.
I can't say their names right. Appa. All right, that's Appa.
Yeah, you said it right.
And
this time.
Katara.
Yeah, Katara.
Katara's my girl. That's girl
Aang,
power right there.
Toph, Sokka.
Sokka. I love them all. I mean, so that is something me and Steven, we continue to bond over sci-fi. Now, anybody watch Witcher?
Yeah, just,
You got a new one coming out.
yeah, I'm sad they replaced Henry Cavill, but
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
Yeah, but they replaced him with one of the
Yeah, the
Hemsworth, right?
yeah, had the Hemsworth brothers, one of them.
Yeah.
I don't know who.
It's the one that plays Thor, right? I think that's
I don't
one.
think so. I think it's the other one.
You think it's the other one?
Yeah, I think it's the other one.
Oh.
I think it's William, not Chris.
Okay, so again, sci-fi stuff. We're going to have another interview, and we're going to talk about sci-fi, because that's Steven's thing. He likes gaming. He likes sci-fi, and he likes to harass me. So those are the things that we do together.
Harass for it.
That brought this bond that we have even stronger. So if you want to talk about something, I would tell you right now, please hit that subscribe button, that bell notification button, and that like button. And until next time, please remember, ladies and gentlemen, early detection is the best detection. So please get your mammograms done. And if you missed it, schedule for your mammogram. If you had it already, put it on your calendar for next year. So until next time, please have a nice cup of tea. That is wonderful. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.